Moses told the words of the people to the Lord said to Moses, "Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their garments and be ready for the third day. For on the third day, the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people, and you shall set limits for the people all around, saying, 'Take care not to go up into the mountain or touch the edge of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall be put to death. No hand shall touch him, but he shall be stoned or shot. Whether beast or man, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds a long blast, they shall come up to the mountain.' So Moses went down from the mountain to the people and consecrated the people, and they washed their garments. And he said to the people, 'Be ready for the third day. Do not go near a woman.' On the morning of the third day there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud in the mountain, and a very loud trumpet blast, so that all the people in the camp trembled. Then Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God, and they took their stand at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke, because the Lord had descended on it in fire. The smoke of it went up like the smoke of a kiln, and the whole mountain trembled greatly. And as the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him in thunder. The Lord came down on Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain, and the Lord called Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And the Lord said to Moses, 'Go down and warn the people, lest they break through to the Lord to perish. Also let the priests who come near to the Lord consecrate themselves, lest the Lord break out against them.' And Moses said to the Lord, 'The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you yourself warned us, saying, Set limits around the mountain and consecrate it.' And the Lord said to him, 'Go down and come up, bringing Aaron with you, but do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to the Lord, lest he break out against them.' So Moses went down to the people and told them." Chapter 20. And God spoke all these words, saying, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant or your female servant, or your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's.
Log on to Wowie.com now, so your super tracker
Now when all the
can
people saw the
automatically track
thunder
your
and the
progress.
flashes of lightning and the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, the people were afraid and trembled, and they stood far off and said to Moses, "You speak to us, and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us, lest we die." Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin." The people stood far off, while Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the people of Israel, you have seen for yourself that I have talked with you from heaven. You shall not make gods of silver to be with me, Nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold. An altar of earth you shall make for me, and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you. If you make me an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn stones. For if you wield your tool on it, you profane it. You shall not go up by steps to my altar, that your nakedness be not exposed on it.
Back down to the front.
Chapter 21. Now these are the rules that you shall set before them. When you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall serve 6 years, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he comes in single, he shall go out single. If he comes in married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out alone. But if the slave plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him to God, and he shall bring him to the door or the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall be his slave forever. When a man sells his daughter as a slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do. If she does not please her master, who has designated her for himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He shall have no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has broken faith with her. If he designates her for his son, he shall deal with her as with a daughter. If he takes another wife to himself, he shall not diminish her food, her clothing, or her marital rights. And if he does not do these 3 things for her, she shall go out for nothing without payment of money. Whoever strikes a man so that he dies shall be put to death. But if he did not lie in wait for him, but God let him fall into his hand, then I will appoint for you a place to which he may flee. But if a man willfully attacks another to kill him by cunning, you shall take him from my altar, that he may die. Whoever strikes his father or his mother shall be put to death. Whoever steals a man and sells him, and anyone found in possession of him shall be put to death. Whoever curses his father or his mother shall be put to death. When men quarrel and one strikes the other with a stone or with his fist, and the man does not die but takes to his bed, then if the man rises again and walks outdoors with his staff, he who struck him shall be clear. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall have him thoroughly healed. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with the rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. But if the slave survives a day or 2, he is not to be avenged, for the slave is his money. When men strive together and hit a pregnant woman, so that her children come out, but there is no harm, the one who hit her shall surely be fined, as the woman's husband shall impose on him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. But if there is harm, then you shall pay life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. When a man strikes the eye of his slave, male or female, and destroys it, he shall let the slave go free because of his eye. If he knocks out the tooth of his slave, male or female, he shall let the slave go free because of his tooth. When an ox gores a man or a woman to death, the ox shall be stoned. Flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall not be liable. But if the ox has been accustomed to gore in the past, and its owner has been warned, has not kept it in, and it kills a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and its owner also shall be put to death. If a ransom is imposed him, then he shall give for the redemption of his life whatever is imposed on him. If it gores a man's son or daughter, he shall be dealt with according to the same rule. If the ox gores a slave, male or female, the owner shall give their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. When a man opens a pit, or when a man digs a pit and does not cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls into it, the owner of the pit shall make restoration. He shall give money to its owner, and the dead beast shall be his. When one man's ox butts another so that it dies, then they shall sell the live ox and share its price, and the dead beast also they shall share. or if it is known that the ox has been accustomed to gore in the past, and its owner has not kept it in, he shall repay ox for ox, and the dead beast shall be his.
Place the left hand to the right hand, other side.
Chapter 22. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and kills it or sells it, he shall repay 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep.
Roll up, release.
If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him.
Come up.
But if the sun has risen on him, there shall be blood guilt for him.
That's the stretch. Let's get busy with some
He shall surely
You guys
pay.
ready to go?
If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft.
Hands about 6 inches wider than the
If
shoulders.
the stolen
Here's the
beast
face.
is found alive in his possession, whether it is an ox or a donkey or a sheep, he shall pay double.
Hold.
If a man causes a field or vineyard to be grazed over or lets his beast loose, and it feeds in another man's field,
That's flat.
he shall make
stomach
restitution
strong.
from the best in his own field and in his own vineyard. If fire breaks out and catches in thorns, so that the stacked grain or the standing grain or the field is consumed, he who started the fire shall make full restitution.
Sean's got the resistance fans.
If a man gives to his neighbor money or goods to keep safe, and it is stolen from the man's house, then if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, the owner of the house shall come near to God to show whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. For every breach of trust, whether it is for an ox, for a donkey, for a sheep, for a cloak, or for any kind of lost thing, which one says, "This is it," the case of both parties shall come before God. The one whom God condemns shall pay double to his
Nobody's
neighbor.
gonna get hurt that way. That's really, really important.
If a man gives to his neighbor a donkey or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep safe, and it dies or is injured or is driven away without anyone seeing it,
Military press
an
next.
oath by the Lord shall be between them both to see whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property.
You have your weights, bands.
The owner shall accept the oath,
Guys all set up.
and he shall not make restitution.
One puts in front of the other
But
again.
if it is stolen from him, he shall make restitution to its owner.
Reach up nice and
If it is torn by beasts, let him bring it as evidence.
chest.
He shall not make restitution for what has
Good.
been
If you have any
torn.
pressure on your lower back, that means the weight's too heavy.
If a man borrows anything of his neighbor, and it is injured or dies, the owner not being with it, he shall make full restitution. If the owner was with it, he shall not make restitution. If it is hired, it came for its hiring fee.
Yeah, you get the bands.
If a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall give the bride price for her and make her his wife.
Make sure you breathe
If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money equal to the bride price for virgins.
We're almost in a bicep
You
curve.
shall not permit a sorceress to live. Whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death.
One puts in front of the
Whoever
other.
sacrifices to any god other than the Lord alone shall be devoted to destruction.
Just like that.
You shall not wrong a
Make sure the arms
sojourner or
are
oppress him,
already
for
straight,
you were
already out.
sojourners in
Here
the
we go.
land of
Sit down,
Egypt.
guys.
You shall not mistreat any widow
Bend
or
those knees just a
fatherless
touch.
child.
Sean, here.
If you do mistreat them and they cry out to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will burn,
The reason why you
and
put
I
one
will
foot in
kill
front of
you
the
with
other
the
is
sword,
to your back.
and your wives
If
shall
your legs
become
are locked
widows and your
straight,
children
pressure on your lower
fatherless.
back. You don't want that.
If you lend money to any of my people with you who is poor,
Boom.
you shall not be like a moneylender to him,
Boom.
and you shall not exact interest from him. If ever you take your neighbor's
That's it.
cloak in pledge, you shall return it to him before the sun goes down, for that is his only covering, and it is his cloak for his body. And what else shall he sleep?
Left hand's on the hip.
And if he
start with
cries to
right
me,
hand.
I will hear, for I am compassionate.
Drop it down. Raise it up.
You shall not revile God, nor curse a ruler of your people.
Just like that. See a straight line?
You
from
shall
here
not
to here?
delay to
Nearly.
offer from the fullness of your
Boom.
harvest
Also
and
wanna
from the
drop that
outflow
arm
of
a
your
little
presses.
below parallel.
The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep. 7 days it shall be with its mother. On the
Get
8th
good.
day you shall give
Nice
it
and
to me.
straight from here to here.
You shall be
Heads up, chest
consecrated
up,
to
knees
me.
are bent.
Therefore you shall not eat any flesh that is torn by beasts in the field. You shall throw it to the
Remember, you're doing
dogs.
8 to 15 reps here. And we switch sides right away, right over the left side.
Chapter 23.
Looking good. 5 reps to go.
You shall not spread a false report. You shall not join hands with a wicked man to be a malicious witness. You shall not fall in with the many to do evil, nor shall you bear witness in a lawsuit, siding with the many, so as to pervert justice, nor shall you be partial to a poor man in his lawsuit.
Same form, identical form on the other side.
If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, You shall bring it back to him.
Bend those
If you see
knees,
the
you guys.
donkey
It's
of
really
one who
important. It
hates
never
you,
changes. Not like any
lying
of these
down under its
exercises.
burden, you
If
shall
you got shoulder
refrain
issue,
from
remember, you
leading
can
with
always
it.
do a kickback
You shall
exercise
rescue
like
it
this.
with him.
It's an option.
You shall not pervert the justice due to your poor in his lawsuit. Keep far from a
These are
false
bad
charge,
guys. You guys are
and do not
perfect.
kill the
You're
innocent
Andy
and
Hell,
righteous,
fantastic.
for I will not acquit the wicked.
Sean,
And
nice.
you shall take no bribe, for a bribe binds the clear-sighted and subverts the cause of those who are in the right.
Finish
You
it
shall
off.
not oppress a sojourner. You
Good.
know the heart of a sojourner,
Last one.
for you were sojourners in the
Boom.
land
So
of
lunge.
Egypt.
Clear the floor.
For 6 years you shall sow your land and gather in its years. But the 7th year you shall let it rest and lie fallow,
Nice and tall.
that the
Everywhere
poor
you
of your
go.
people
Here we
may
go.
eat,
Right leg first.
and what they leave the beasts
These are
of the
the
field may eat.
Step. Left
You shall do
leg.
likewise with your vineyard and with your olive orchard.
Let's turn.
6 days you shall do your work, but on the 7th day you shall rest,
Back
that
legs
your
are nice
ox and
straight,
your
you guys.
donkey may have
Boom. Make
rest,
sure that knee's
and
over
the
the
son
ankle.
of your servant woman
And
and
let's
the
turn.
alien may be refreshed.
Bam.
Pay
Back leg
attention
straight.
to all that I have
Let's
said
see
to
the
you,
form.
and make no mention of the names of other gods, nor let it be heard on your lips.
Let's see going back.
3 times in the year you shall keep
Back
a
leg. See how
feast to
straight
me.
that leg is? It's perfect.
You shall keep the feast of unleavened bread.
Good, good.
As I commanded you, you shall eat unleavened bread for 7 days at the appointed time
Straight that
in
back
the
leg
month
for
of
me,
Abib.
Sean. I know you can do it.
For in it you came out of Egypt. None shall appear before me
Turn
empty-handed.
it back.
You shall keep the feast of harvest,
Basically, your posture's
of the
good, your
first
balance
fruits
is
of your
good.
labor, of what you sow in the field.
Nice, you guys.
You shall keep the feast of ingathering at the end of the year, when you gather in from the field the fruit of your labor.
Pause, 'cause we just used them.
3 times in the year shall all your males appear before the Lord God.
Get that quad.
You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with anything leavened, or let the fat of my feast remain until the morning.
And switch sides. Now
The
remember,
best of the
we
first
don't have
fruits of your
superior balance.
ground you shall
Three of
bring
us,
into the
one
house of the
chair
Lord your
or wall to
God.
support yourself.
You shall not boil a young goat in its
Nice
mother's
and
milk.
tall, get that quad.
Behold, I send an angel before you to guard you on the way, and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. Pay careful attention to him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, or he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. But if you carefully obey his voice and do all that I say,
Switch sides. Here we go.
then I will be an enemy to your enemies, and an adversary to your adversaries.
Nice. All right.
When my
Switch the
angel
shoulders.
goes before you and brings you to the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I blot them out, you shall not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do as they do, but you shall utterly overthrow them and break their pillars in pieces.
Stretch
You
is
shall
open.
serve
You guys
the
ready
Lord
for the
your
next
God,
round?
and he will bless your bread and your water, and I will take sickness away from among you. None shall miscarry or be barren in your land. I will fulfill the number of your days. I will send my terror before you, and will throw into confusion all the people against whom you shall come. And I will make all your enemies turn their backs to you. And I will send hornets before you, which shall drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites from before you. I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the wild beasts multiply against you. Little by little I will drive them out from before you, until you have increased and possessed the land. And I will set your border from the Red Sea to the Sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness to the Euphrates. For I will give the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you shall drive them out before you. You shall make no covenant with them and their gods. They shall not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare to you.
Open it up. Nice and wide. Use it, Ken.
Chapter 24.
Nice.
Then he said to Moses,
Good.
Come up to the Lord, you, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship from afar. Moses alone shall
What you
come
don't
near
want
to
to
the
do
Lord,
is make us a
but
shoulder
the others shall
exercise.
not come near, and the people shall not come up with him.
Rhomboids, lower back.
Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the rules.
Here we go.
And all the people answered with one voice and said, All the words that the Lord has spoken we will do.
Good.
And Moses wrote wrote down all the words of the
It's
Lord.
like the standard press.
He rose early in the morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Knees are bent still.
And he sent young men of the people of Israel who offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen to the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he threw against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it in the hearing of the people. And they said, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do, and we will be obedient." And Moses took the blood and threw it on the people and said, "Behold the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words." Then Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel. There was under his feet, as it were, a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. And he did not lay his hand on the chief men of the people of Israel. They beheld God, and ate and drank. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and wait there, that I may give you the tablets of stone, with the law and the commandments which I have written for their instruction." So Moses rose with his assistant Joshua, and Moses went up into the mountain of God. And he said to the elders, "Wait here for us until we return to you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has a dispute, let him go to them." So Moses went up on the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain. The glory of the Lord dwelt on Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And on the 7th day he called to Moses out of the midst of the cloud. Now the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the sight of the people of Israel. Moses entered the cloud and went up on the mountain. And Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights.
Start at the shoulders and kick it back and pause it for a second. Kick it back.
Chapter 25. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the people of Israel, that they take from me a contribution. From every man whose heart moves him, you shall receive the contribution from me. And this is the contribution that you shall receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen, goat's hair, tanned ram skins, goat skins, acacia wood, oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil and for the fragrant incense, onyx stones, and stones for setting, for the ephod and for the breastpiece. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell in their midst. Exactly as I show you concerning the pattern of the tabernacle, and of all its furniture, so you shall make it. They shall make an ark of acacia wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, a cubit and a half its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold. Inside and outside shall you overlay it, and you shall make on it a molding of gold around it. You shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them on its 4 feet, 2 rings on the one side of it, and 2 rings on the other side of it. You shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark, to carry the ark by them. The poles shall remain in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. And you shall put into the ark the testimony that I shall give you. You shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, and a cubit and a half its breadth. And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold, of hammered wood shall you make them, on the 2 ends of the mercy seat. Make 1 cherub on the one end, and 1 cherub on the other end. Of one piece with the mercy seat shall you make the cherubim on its 2 ends. The cherubim shall spread at their wings above, overshadowing the mercy seat with their wings, their faces one to another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubim be. And you shall put the mercy seat on the top of the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony that I shall give you. There I will meet with you, and from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim that are on the ark of the testimony, I will speak with you about all that I will give you in commandment for the people of Israel. You shall make a table of acacia wood. 2 cubits shall be its length, a cubit its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold, and make a molding of gold around it. And you shall make a rim around it, a handbreadth wide, and a molding of gold around the rim. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and fasten the rings to the 4 corners at its 4 legs.
Big chest stretch. Here we go.
Close to the frame the rings shall lie as holders for the poles to carry the cable. You shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and the cable shall be carried
Okay,
with
round
these.
3, 7, 7, 7.
And you
Right
shall
on the
make its
floor.
plates and dishes for incense, and its flagons and bowls with its to pour drink offering.
Down,
You shall make them of pure gold,
down,
and you
hold.
shall set the bread of the presence on the table before me regularly. You shall make a lampstand of
Sean, you
pure
get
gold.
wider than that.
The
Come on.
lampstand shall be made of hammered wood. Its base, its stem, its cups, its calyces, and its flowers shall be of one piece with it. And there shall be 6 branches going out of its sides, 3 branches of the lampstand out of one side of it, and 3 branches of the lampstand out of the other side of it. 3 cups made like almond blossoms, each with calyx and flower on one branch, and 3 cups made like almond blossoms, each with calyx and flower on the other branch.
See, at least you gotta
So
get
are the 6 branches going out of the lampstand.
Go back.
And on the lampstand itself there shall be 4 cups made like almond blossoms, with their calyces and flowers, and a calyx of one piece with it under each pair of the 6 branches going out from the lampstand. Their calyces and their branches shall be of one piece with it, the whole of it a single piece of hammered work of pure gold. You shall make 7 lamps for it, and the lamps shall be set up so as to give light on the space in front of it. Tongs and their trays shall be of pure gold. It shall be made with all these utensils out of a talent of pure gold.
Next one.
And see that you make them after the pattern for them, which is being shown you on the mountain.
Lay the cable on the ground, step on the cable with your left foot. Grab the handle with your right
Chapter
hand
26.
and pull across the body. Right leg
Moreover,
straight.
you shall make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet yarns. You shall make them with cherubims skillfully worked into them. The length of each curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains shall be the same size.
See this twist
5
movement that
curtains
Lisa
shall be
has? It's
coupled to
literally
one another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled to one another.
Knees over her
And you shall make loops of blue on the edge of the outermost curtain in the first set. Likewise, you shall make loops on the edge of the outermost curtain in the second set.
It's okay. I'm not gonna have the same
50
range of
loops you
motion
shall
as
make
the
for
first.
one curtain,
Two
and
more, they're
50
gonna switch
loops you
sides.
shall make on the edge of the
Alright,
curtain
guys?
that is in the
That's it.
second
Let's go to
set.
the side.
The loops shall be
Remember at home,
opposite one another.
8 to 15 reps here
And
too.
you shall make 50 clasps of gold,
left hand.
and couple the curtains one to the other with the clasps, so that the tabernacle may be a single whole.
Doesn't change. Exactly the way it was when
You
it
shall
was
also make curtains of goat's hair for a tent over the tabernacle. 11 curtains shall you
Big
make.
twist. You see the twist at the
The
top?
length of each curtain shall be 30 cubits,
Chest.
and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubits.
Sean's breaking it. Nice.
The 11 curtains shall be the same size.
One thing about the resistance bands,
You
you
shall
notice.
couple
not as
5
much tension at the
curtains by
bottom as the
themselves,
top.
and 6 curtains by themselves. And the 6th curtain you shall double over at the front of the tent.
With your finish.
You shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in one set, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. You shall make 50 clasps of bronze, and put the clasps into the loops, and couple the tent together, that it may be a
8 to
single
15
whole.
reps. One foot's in front of the other.
And the part that remains of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the back of the tabernacle.
Boom.
And the extra that remains in the length of the curtains, the cubit on the one side and the cubit on the other side, shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and that
Great
side
exercise
to cover
for
it.
shaping the deltoids.
And you shall make for the tent a covering of tanned ram skins and a covering of goat skins on
She's not
top.
up like this. Infant with Sean.
You shall make
Resistance
upright
bands.
frames for the
Great twist.
tabernacle of
You
acacia
really feel
wood.
it here, don't you?
10 cubits shall be the length of a frame, and a cubit and a half the breadth of each
Forward,
frame.
breathing. See how
There
wide
shall
she
be
is?
2 tenons in
Really
each
quick,
frame
really
for
nice.
fitting
You
together.
got the light and weights through it.
So shall be for all the frames of the tabernacle.
3 reps.
You shall make the frames for the tabernacle, 20 frames for the south side,
Here we go.
and 40 bases of silver you shall make under the
Put
20
your weight, we're
frames.
doing 21.
2 bases
Twice
under
of
one
exercise.
frame for its 2 tenons,
7 low,
and 2
7
bases
high,
under the
7
next
all the
frame
way.
for its 2
He's
tenons.
bent, back is straight.
And for the second side of the tabernacle on the north side, 20 frames, and there 40 bases of silver, 2 bases under one frame, and 2 bases under the next frame. And for the rear of the tabernacle westward you shall make 6 frames,
Good.
and you shall make 2 frames for corners of the tabernacle in the rear.
Back is always straight.
They shall be separate beneath, but joined at the top at the first ring.
Seven low,
Thus
now we
shall
go
it be
7
with
high.
both of
Ready to
them.
go 7 high.
They shall form the 2 corners.
Stop
And there shall be 8 frames with their bases of silver, 16 bases, 2 bases under one frame, and 2 bases under another frame.
Probably could track that, man. The resistance
You
band
shall make
really
bars
feels
of
those.
acacia wood, 5 for the frames of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the frames of the other side of the tabernacle,
All the way
and
up.
5 bars for the frames of the side of the tabernacle at the rear westward.
Good, Reese.
The middle bar halfway up the frames shall run from
See how they're not
end
moving
to
around, they're not
end.
jerking around?
You shall overlay the frames with gold and shall make their rings of gold for holders for the bars, and you shall overlay the bars with gold.
Boom. Now, put your weights
Then you
away,
shall
go
erect the
to dips.
tabernacle according to the plan for it that you were shown on the mountain.
Find a nice, strong, sturdy
And you
chick.
shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen.
Scoot out.
It shall be made with cherubim skillfully worked into it. And you shall hang it on 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, with hooks of gold on 4 bases of silver. And you shall hang the veil from the clasps, and bring the ark of the testimony in there within the veil. And the veil shall separate for you the holy place
You see their
from the
face?
most holy.
Not rushing it, not overdoing
You
it.
shall put the mercy seat on the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. And you shall set the table outside the veil, and the lampstand on the south side of the tabernacle opposite the table.
2 more, you guys.
And you shall put the table on the north side.
All right.
You shall make a screen for the entrance of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen, embroidered with needlework.
Okay.
And you shall make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold, and you shall cast 5 bases of bronze for them.
Button down. Yeah, that's good. So let's see the form.
Chapter 27.
Knees over the
You
throats.
shall make the
Not
altar
one,
of
not
acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad.
top, open.
The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits.
Put you on nice and
And
nice
you
and
shall
tall.
make horns for it on its 4 corners.
Wanna make sure your
Its
arm
horns shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. You shall make pots for it to receive its ashes, shovels and basins and forks and fire pans. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. You shall also make for it a grating, a network of bronze. And on the net you shall make 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. And you shall set it under the ledge of the altar so that the net extends halfway down the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze.
Hands are here.
And the poles shall be put through the rings, so that the poles are on the 2 sides of the altar when it is carried. You shall make it hollow with boards. As it has been shown you on the mountain, so shall it be made.
Turn those knees out.
You shall make the court of the
Nice little
tabernacle.
pause at the
On
bottom.
the south side, the court shall have hangings of fine twined linen, 100 cubits long for one side. Its 20 pillars and their 20 bases shall be of bronze, but the hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. And likewise for its length on the north side, there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, its pillars 20, and their bases 20, of bronze. But the hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side, there shall be hangings for 50 cubits, with 10 pillars and 10 bases. The breadth of the court on the front to the east shall be 50 cubits. The hangings for the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and 3 bases.
Here we go.
On the other side, the hangings shall be 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and 3 bases.
Front.
For the gate of the court, there shall be a screen 20 cubits long of blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine
Nice
twined
work.
linen,
See you tomorrow for
embroidered
party
with
pads. Nice
needlework.
work, you guys. Thank you very, very much.
It shall have 4 pillars, and with them 4 bases. All the pillars around the court shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their bases